Is it recording?
If I need to hold
I don't think is it recording. It's gonna fall. Is that right?
I think it's recording.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi class. So today we're going to apply. Here's our objective. We're going to be able to apply the knowledge that you've gained in poetry to a written work. But it's going to be fun because we're going to play a card game. Do you guys know how to play King's Corners?
No.
No? Okay. Well, to play King's Corners, you're going to have 7 cards each. And the object of the game is to get rid of all your cards. So you're going to have the deck right here, and then you're going to have cards on each side, like this. It's called King's Corners because when you get a king, you're going to put it in the corner. And have you guys played solitaire before?
Yes.
Okay, so you know how it goes down in a sequence of red, black, red, black, red, black. So you're going to do that, and you're going to take turns, but eventually you're not going to be able to play a card. So when you can't play a card, that's when you draw one, and then your turn's over. So when you can't play a card and you draw one, that's when the poetry comes in. Because when you draw a card, say you drew this card. What's that? Can you tell me what that is? It's a club. Well, no, actually, yeah, that's a club. Yeah. I was like, wait, is that a spade or is that a club? Yeah, that's a club. So, in this case, this would be a wild card. So, then you would work with the person who's playing against you, and you would write down something about the poetry. We're going to review the Craven here. So, in this case, you would come up with, so we got hearts would be themes, diamonds would be symbols, spades would be imagery, and then we have our wild cards. So you come up with like anything you can think of that isn't listed already. So that could be your rhyme scheme, a summary, your interpretation of the poem, anything. So, like, what's a poem that you're familiar with? Tanya, what's a poem you're familiar with?
Oh God. I guess Oh Captain, My Captain.
Okay, Oh Captain, My Captain. Give me a summary of it.
Captain of a ship dies right as the ship is about to reach the shore.
Okay, and that would qualify as your wild card.
Okay.
I will expect you to write it down. Now you're going to want to write it down because not only will I be collecting these, but later on you're going to want it for your write-up. So, do you guys want to practice?
Sure.
All right. So, here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's for you. And then. Now, left of the dealer goes first. So, you're going to go first. And what you're going to do is, you see how there's a black 8 right here on a red 9? So you can move this black 8 here onto the red 9, and then you have a free space to put whatever you want in there. So look at your cards.
Like all of them, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, so you see, you want to move this over here,
Okay.
and then you have a 10 here that you can play too, and you can move that too.
Okay. And then this whole thing you have something, okay?
Yeah.
And then a 9, I can just, oh, no, this, I can just play anything.
Yeah, you can play anything you want.
Okay.
And then do you have anything else to play?
I don't think so.
Okay, so your turn's over. Now, Tanya, you go.
Okay, so you do.
Okay, here's my cards.
Okay, so
Sorry, I'm terrible.
you have a red 8 right there. Can you play that?
Oh, okay. Just like that?
Yeah. It doesn't look like you can play anything else.
Okay.
So then your turn is done, and it's your turn again. Can you play anything?
No.
Okay, so this is when you draw a card.
Okay.
So draw a card. Now don't tell us the number, but tell us the suit.
Okay. So it's a club.
All right, so what do you do in a with a club?
So anything, right?
clubs would be a wild card. So, what do you want to analyze in the Raven? That's right here.
Okay. I guess the imagery.
All right. So, Tanya, you will help her here. You guys are partnered together.
Okay.
So help each other come up with an image.
So this situation, I know this is really weird. So in this situation here, right, if my field lines will get smaller and smaller and smaller, I want to gain same sense if they got bigger and bigger, so kind of influence that. By influence that.
Suddenly the cumulative is when gently wrapping
So you could actually change direction with this if I said, okay, it's a loop of both hands.
Okay, so from my books, Usurper Sorrow, Sorrow, I'm a lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden, whom the angels name Lenore.
So this thing is a massive, right?
December. And then on the floor, eagerly I wish more. I'm hearing a lot of images here. Yeah, I'm just trying to. Do you guys remember what images are? Do you need a reminder? Look at your notes.
Does it have to be something that, can it be of something that's kind of like us? Well, let me read it for example, like deep into the darkness, peering. I don't know if this is something that, because darkness can actually peer into it, but it's like kind of giving, I see that it's five senses, like using the sight. As
Exactly,
like
yeah.
darkness, you know.
So would darkness be an image you'd think in this?
Yes.
All right, so write that down. Write
Okay.
a list of images down.
Okay.
So what about Lenore? Because it doesn't seem like she's an actual image, just something that he's thinking of. You think it's a symbol? Probably. Okay, do you think that something that is an image can only be an image, or can it be a symbol as well? I think it can be a symbol as well. So there you go.
And then do I see if I can play something now after I pull?
No, your turn is over and it's her turn. But since she couldn't play before and no moves have been played, guess what? She's probably going to have to draw. So what suit do you have? Hearts. All right, so that means you have to come up with a theme or motif. What's a theme or motif?
Theme. Usually it seems like loneliness.
Yeah, loneliness is an example of a theme or motif. So a theme is like the subject or of the piece of writing. Like, what's it trying to say? What's it getting at? Sort of the thoughts of the writer. So.
He seems to be lamenting his, I assume, lost love. But it also seems like there's a bit of paranoia coming into play, especially.
Do you think paranoia would be a motif? Okay, go ahead and write that down. You don't have any wrong answers in poetry. That's the thing, is it's always open to interpretation as long as you can back it up with evidence. Yeah.
My turn.
Yeah, your turn.
We're gonna just keep drawing cards. It's another heart.
That means you have to come up with another theme.
Can you explain motif?
So a motif and a theme are kind of similar. You guys are aware of what a thesis statement is, right? Okay, that's really a theme. Motifs are pretty much the word that it's. Can give me an example of a thesis statement? Just.
Like, poetry often expresses man's desire to control nature.
Okay, so in that whole thing, that whole sentence, that's the theme, but the motif there would be nature.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Awesome. Okay, so come up with a theme or motif there.
I mean, I'm not too familiar with poem. I know of it, but I mean, just to piggyback on what you said, like the loneliness and paranoia, it seems like he's still trying to find himself. Is that where I'm trying to go with it? Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know. I'm not too sure, but
No, that's good.
That realm of depression.
So we're going to keep going with this. And then you guys are going to come up with as many write-ups as you can about this. And once you come up with when you come to the point where you're like, I can't think of anything more to say about this poem, you're going to just move on to another poem that you think sounds interesting. And you're going to come up with as many write-ups as you can. And then tomorrow, you guys are going to, after you turn in the notes and I look over them, you guys are going to do write-ups on them. How does that sound? Just of the poems, the one that you choose that you think is the most interesting. So, there we go.